want to talk about metabolism because it seems like two people can be eating the exact same thing, they're both dieting, but just person to person, how does metabolism really work and how does it affect our dieting?
Well, metabolism is one of the key factors within your weight gain or weight loss. The same person can be eating the same exact foods, exercising the same, doing everything exactly the same, but one could be gaining weight and other could be losing weight.
That doesn't sound fair. So even if we're on the same diet, it's affecting people in different ways.
Yeah, different people, different results. Now, there's been a lot of different studies, and just like with anything, it's very multifaceted, and nobody knows the exact answer. But there was a rodent study, and what they basically showed that these rodents ate the same exact food, were exercising the same, and some of the rodents actually gained weight while the others maintained their weight. What they ended up finding was there was a difference in growth hormone level. The rats that maintained their weight, and didn't gain weight had higher growth hormone levels.
Ooh, growth hormone. Tell me a little bit about what that is and how that might be affecting us as we age, especially when it comes to maintaining, gaining, or losing weight.
Yeah, there was even another study. There was a low carbohydrate study. And as they look back, and these were humans, when they look back at the results, they also found one of the correlating factors that the participants had lower growth hormone than when they gained weight. Now the problem is when we age, we naturally lose growth hormone. That's just natural. As we age, we lose this key ingredient into our weight loss.
And I want to talk to you about weight loss in general. We look at the scale, but should we be thinking about other things that factor into that number, maybe body fat versus lean muscle? How does that kind of come into the whole metabolism scheme?
Yeah, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism. So for example, if you were 5'8", you weighed 165 pounds, and you had a body fat percentage of about 7%, just to maintain that lean mass, which is about 153 pounds, you have to eat just over 3,000 calories a day. Obviously that's a lot of calories. Now calorie is not a calorie, but real calories. So the more lean muscle you have, the more energy you're going to use throughout the day.
Okay, I got to get on your case about this. Men versus women. It always seems like males lose weight a lot faster than women. Is that true? And if so, why is that?
Absolutely. It is true because typically females have a little less muscle tissue and they tend to store a little bit more fat. That's just in case they become pregnant. It's one of the protective mechanisms for the babies. So that's absolutely true. A lot of my weight loss clients come in and they're couples, and the female does really have to eat a lot less.
It's not fair.
Not fair at all.
So Jack, regular exercise is definitely going to affect your metabolism for the better.
Yeah, regular exercise is a guaranteed way to increase your metabolism for the better. The more active we are, the more fat we're going to burn over the long run. In order to use actual body fat is you have to burn through the energy storage within your muscle and your liver called glycogen. As you exercise, you're going to burn through this glycogen. The more glycogen you burn through, the more body fat you're going to be able to use as energy.
Okay, so this is the really important key stuff. You can actually raise your resting metabolic rate by about 10% doing what?
Yeah, just exercising very intensely. Maybe you're running sprints, you're doing interval training, you're using heavy compound movements like deadlifts and squats. So you're just pushing yourself a little bit harder.
So Jack, a lot of women, they don't want to bulk up. They're afraid with weight training that they're going to become very masculine looking. Is that true? Is that something, do you tell your clients to avoid weight training if they're females, or do you tell them get after it?
Yeah, that's a huge myth. Females don't have enough hormones to actually build the muscle in the first place.
So they couldn't physically become that male counterpart?
Sure, it would be rare, and they would probably on some hormones that we shouldn't be talking about. Every single century as we age, when we get into our 40s and 50s, our body remodels on average 5 pounds. So we're going to gain 5 pounds of fat and lose 5 pounds of muscle. So most of my very successful female clients that I've worked with over the years that have lost weight and kept it off always incorporate weight training into their routine. When you look at muscle or weight training, the more muscle you have, the more you have in your retirement account. People are so worried about, so many people are worried about this retirement. I need money in the bank, Well, muscle is money in your retirement account. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is forever. So that's why I really push weight training.
Okay, so do we still need to be worried about doing all that cardiovascular training if we're doing the weight training as well?
Yeah, you still have to do the weight training. Now, at most, I want people weight training about 4 days a week. I usually have them start off with about 2 days a week because your muscles have to recover in between workouts. So you can't constantly beat them down.
Mm-hmm.
With cardiovascular workout, you could do a lot more of it because you recover faster from it. So most successful people that have lost weight and have kept it off for over 5 years, there's a national registry that tracks these people. They're working out for 2 hours every single day, believe it or not.
Every single day?
And they're doing about 70% cardiovascular work. This way their muscles can recover in between.
So they can recover faster.
Absolutely. So you have to have a good mix of the two.
So we know that choosing the correct foods has almost everything to do with maintaining a healthy body weight. Tell me about how it makes all of the difference to metabolism when you choose the correct or the incorrect food.
Your metabolism or your metabolic rate can be damaged by specific foods. These factory or man-made foods. Refined carbohydrates, sugar, soda, candy.
They're kind of addictive.
They're very addictive. They're one of the most addictive substances on the earth. One of the problems is we're all addicted to them, so we don't really want to admit to that. But refined carbohydrates, what they do is they result in this chronically high levels of insulin, and insulin is that storage hormone. So you're constantly having this fat storage hormone floating in your bloodstream.
And that's probably not something that we want. These high levels of insulin, they're starting to regulate our metabolism and not necessarily in good ways.
Sure, one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to down-regulate your metabolism. When you down-regulate your metabolism, your own body doesn't have the chance to use your own body fat for energy. Now, as we're sitting here, we're using both. We're using sugars, we're using fats. When you have these chronically high levels of insulin in your bloodstream, your body can't use its own fat naturally for energy. And that's what you really want to do. So when you're ingesting these refined carbohydrates, your body doesn't know how to handle them. Your body can only handle a certain amount of sugar at one time, only 15 to 30 grams. So this immediate insulin spike causes a huge mess within your system.
Jack, one of the most important things that you've taught me is what's happening in between meals, and that's one of the keys to losing weight. Tell me about the science between using that body fat as energy in between meals and how we do that.
Well, that's the key, is we want to position as much fat loss or use as much fat as we can in between meals. So what happens is in between meals, your insulin levels are supposed to be low. When you have this insulin resistance or hyperinsulinemia, you have chronically high levels of insulin. These levels of insulin down-regulate your fat-burning hormones, like glucagon. And now your body can't use or tap into this fat for energy, so it's constantly stuck, not allowing your cells to get nutrients into them.